Maybe you can't tell the difference between someone who genuinely has your back and someone who's just close enough to watch you fall. Maybe a friend shared something you told them in private. Maybe someone acted like they cared right up until the moment it cost them something. Or maybe you felt it, that quiet uncomfortable sense that someone in your circle is not who they are pretending to be. And if you've ever trusted the wrong person, this video is for you. Because reading people isn't a gift, it's a skill, and the earlier you learn it, the less it costs you. Here are 3 trust filters that signal when someone is actually being real or not. The fast friend trap. I call this first filter the fast friend trap. I learned to name it reading Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature, specifically on the chapter Reading Character. Greene warns about a pattern he calls the seducer of friendship, the person who moves toward you too quickly, too warmly, or too eagerly, who seems to have decided that you are their person before they even have any reason. Think about it. When someone offers you everything up front, deep loyalty, excessive flattery, the feeling that they've never connected with anyone the way they connect with you, it feels like a rare chemistry. What it actually is a technique, consciously or not. Psychologists call this love bombing in friendship. You feel so seen, so chosen, that your natural defenses come down faster than they ever could. And by the time you realize that you gave away your secrets, your trust, your loyalty, they have already positioned themselves close enough to use it. The filter is simple. Pace is information. Genuine connection builds slowly because real people have a past, a personality, and preferences that take time to reveal. Anyone who skips this process isn't drawn to you. They are drawn to what being close to you gives them. Slow down anyone who moves too fast. Trust is earned in months, not minutes. The consistency gap. I used to judge people by what they said to me, not by what they did when I wasn't watching. Robert Cialdini, the psychologist behind influence, spent years studying behavioral patterns in people who deceive, manipulate, or exploit others. One of his clearest findings, the most reliable signal of someone's true character is never their best moment. It's their pattern across moments when nothing is at stake. The friend who only shows up when your life is interesting, who goes quiet when you're struggling and reappears when you have good news, is telling you something with that pattern, not with their words, but with their rhythm. The mistake I made was accepting explanations for inconsistency. They've been busy or going through something, or that's just how they are. And all of that may be true, but behavior is data, and one piece of data is forgivable. A pattern is a portrait. The filter is this. Watch what the people do when it costs them anything. Do they show up even when it's inconvenient? Do they keep a secret when it's tempting to share it? Do they stay honest when a lie would be easier? You don't learn who people are in easy moments. You learn them in expensive ones. The micro expression of envy. Now, this is the point that will make you see faces differently. There is one emotion that almost no one will admit to be feeling. But that emotion everyone has felt towards someone they claim to care about. Envy. And here is what makes this sin dangerous. Envy is the only emotion that almost never announces itself. Anger raises the voice. Fear widens the eyes. Sadness pulls the face downward. But envy, it disguises itself as support, as advice, as concern, while quietly working against you. Dr. Paul Ekman, the psychologist whose decades of research identified a specific involuntary signal that associated itself with contempt and suppressed envy. It happens when someone hears good news they wished was there. Here is when to watch for it. Share a good news with someone and watch their face in the first 2 seconds. Before the smile comes, there is a window, a flicker, a millisecond of their real response. The genuine reaction to a friend's success is immediate warmth. The eyes soften, the smile reaches them, what Ekman called a Duchenne smile, which involuntarily cripples the outer corners of your eyes in a way that it can't be faked. That response cannot be manufactured fast enough to beat the truth. Robert writes in The Laws of Human Nature that envy is the most common saboteur hiding in plain sight inside your closest relationships. Not strangers, not enemies, the people who smile to your face and are quietly revealed when things don't work out for you. Well, Here is the harder question. Have you ever felt that flicker? That half second of something ungenerous when someone you love wins? Most of us have. And recognizing it in yourself instead of suppressing it or calling it something else is the beginning of something important, because you can only dismantle what you have been willing to see. Learning to read people isn't a defense mechanism, it's a mirror. The patterns you recognize in others are often the parts of yourself that you haven't fully examined. Trust begins with understanding human nature, and human nature begins with understanding yourself. You don't need to become cynical to become wise. You just need to stop looking away from what's already in front of you. See clearly, choose carefully, and let your circle be small enough to be real. Finally, like, share, subscribe, and comment what's the first sign you ignored about someone that was later proved to be right.